I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Black Stars are done with their last match of the year 2025. Ghana 0, the Taekwondo Warriors of South Korea 1. Were you impressed with our performance this morning against South Korea? We have a general review of the Black Stars team in the year 2025. 10 matches, 21 goals scored, 6 goals conceded. We are going to check out the breakdown with respect to a deep scrutiny of the Black Stars team with today's performance against South Korea. I was much impressed. I least anticipated this performance. The guys have done well, though you were being defeated by South Korea. Let's get into the video and check out the analysis of the game. Before that, if you are new on this platform, subscribe to the channel, hit on the post notification bell for more updates. Let's show love to the Black Stars performance this morning against South Korea by liking the video and sharing to other social media platforms. Drop your decent comments in the comment box for special shoutouts in my subsequent videos. Straightforward, let's get into the video. I do apologize for not giving you the highlights of the game. You have other copyright issues and you don't own the rights of this content. So you needed to at least put out the risks that will not go against this channel. That is the reason why we didn't give you the highlights of the match. Now let's talk about the game. The Black Stars of Ghana 0, South Korea 1. Otto Addo started with the 5-4-1 tactical formation. From my view, he started Benjamin Asare in post. Of course, with my plausible starting 11 yesterday, I had Benjamin Asare in post. Gideon Mensah as a left back, as the captain of the team. Kwejo Oponpepra partnered Jonas Ejay Ajete and Ali Dusedu started as a right back. We had Kamaldeen Sulemana, Kwesi Sibu, Caleb Jirenchi, Christopher Bambonsu, and we have the man, Prince Kwabena Edu of Victoria Pleasant leading the attack with Prince Owusu of Mediama Soccer Club as an attacking midfielder. Now with a review of the performances of each and every player this morning against South Korea. Benjamin Asare, with the recent debates that are sparked among with the Ghanaian football community, that we have to go in for another goalkeeper to be the best or the first option for the Black Stars. I think we have to nullify all those opinions on the various social media platforms. He was very composed this morning against South Korea. I was like, is it the Benjamin Asare people are talking about? Just look at the performance, saving that penalty. People are talking from that perspective that he needed to correct some of these errors because he moved before the ball and everything. The referee in the line or at the center was a man in charge who knows better. Aside everything, we had VAR in the game, and at least they could have checked for whether he missed out coming first for the ball or not. And with respect to that, we have to give him the full compliments. Not being G3 in the post, no shaking, well composed for the Black Stars. Indeed, he has proven to be a reliable goalkeeper for the Black Stars as number 1 going into the 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament. So we have to nullify all those opinions that we have to try other goalkeepers to be the number 1 for the Black Stars. Please, other goalkeepers can come in. But when they come in with what I've seen and what I saw this morning from Benjamin Asare, he best befits the number 1 position for the Black Stars. You can also give your take in the comment box decently. Now let's talk about Gideon Mensah. I was expecting more from Gideon Mensah in this morning's game against South Korea because we saw Derek Arthur Cohn, who is coming in with a great competition for that left back position. And this is the time Gideon Mensah needed to revitalize his football career at the left back position for the Black Stars. He was also the captain of the team, so he needed to do something better for us to see that Gideon Mensah, indeed, when he's being called upon as a Black Stars captain, he can do it, and definitely he did it better for the Black Stars, though we had some small elapses from Gideon Mensah in terms of he defended, but aside everything, progressing with the ball and also giving tactical displays in terms of passing to the midfield, we find certain things quite difficult from his aspects. Generally, he did well for the Black Stars against South Korea this morning. Let me also talk about Ali Duseidu. In the first half, I rated him 7 out of 10, but in the second half, I rated him 5 out of 10. I was looking at something better from Ali Duseidu in the second half. You could see that the goal that we conceded, it was through his position, though Caleb Renchi needed to come and cover up for Ali Duseidu. But looking at the heights and everything, their coach saw that, no, if you are able to do something better by penetrating through the right back of the Black Stars with crosses and also dominating play at that side, they can score, because Ali Duseidu in the second half was very weak. Aside to Ali Duseidu should check on his progression with the ball. He is splinting in and splinting out. Defensively, he is better, but progressing with the ball, I'm not much impressed with Ali Duseidu, especially in terms of his crosses in this morning's game against South Korea. And with the rating, SofaScore score gave him 6.5 out of 10.0. I'll give him 6.0 out of 10.0. In all, he did better for the Black Stars against South Korea. Let's look at the center pair. The telepathy between Kwadwo Oppong-Pepra and Jonas Ejay Ajete. Going into the game, I know a lot of questions that people will ask is, how are they going to work together? Because I stand to be corrected. For the very first time, though we saw them playing against Japan, but that time we had Jerome Opoku, Kwadwo Oppong-Pepra, and Jonas Ejay Ajete. This time around, we had only Kwadwo Oppong-Pepra partnering Jonas Ejay Ajete in the center pair of defense for the Black Stars. They did marvelously well. When one moves, the other covers up. And I was like, yes, going forward, if Jiku and Salisu are there, we can get good bench as good option for our center pair. And that is really good. We witnessed the best out of them as a good fit and also good substitutes for Alexander Kobna-Jiku and Salisu Mohammed. Now into the midfield. I loved the synergy between that of Kwesi Sibu and Caleb Renchi. I have already spoken about Caleb Renchi on this platform, that predominantly at his club side, FC Norgeland, he plays as a central midfielder. He can also doubles up as a defensive midfielder. But when it comes to the Black Stars, because we are finding challenges with our right back position, and Otuado through the Unity Cup tournament, he saw him to be a good fit at the right back position. That is why subsequently he uses him as a right back for the Black Stars. But when it comes into the midfield, the guy is a top player, top notch indeed. He did well. He was very versatile on the field of play. Going back to cover up for Ali Duseidu, coming into the midfield to partner Kwesi Sibu and other players in the midfield with the likes of Prince Owusu. I loved that telepathy among these three players. Prince Owusu of Mediama Soccer Club, Caleb Renchi, and Kwesi Sibu. They did really well. And I think going forward, especially with the second half, I saw the 4-4-1-1 tactical formation from Otuado. He was putting in more men in the midfield so that we could penetrate in the backlines of the South Koreans, but we didn't have the best out of what we expected. We scored 2 goals, but they were all ruled out. We saw the offsides and how things happened. And I think going forward, we can work on them. I was much impressed with the performance. Kamaldeen Sulemana. Kamaldeen, within the first 20 minutes of the game, he was very calm and relaxed. I can say he was nonchalant about the game. But into the 23rd minutes to the first half, I saw that energy taking on players, a trademark of Kamaldeen Sulemana. He did extremely well in the first half. Second half, I didn't see him much, but with 1 or 2 moves and with 1 powerful shot from his side, I think Kamaldeen Sulemana, his finishing is something that we always talk about. Being prolific up front. If you're an attacker, as a winger or as a center forward, you have to be prolific. That should be an attribute of you. That is why we can say you are indeed an attacker of your team. You have to score goals. You shouldn't just dribble, take on players, move, cut in, cross, and at the end, we can't see any effort of you assisting or scoring for your club side or your country. That is what I think Kamaldeen Sulemana has to work on. Aside everything, Kamaldeen Sulemana did extremely well for the Black Stars. Now to Christopher Bambunsu. In the first half, when we started the game, I saw him moving up coming back, covering up, pushing in, cutting in, taking on players, and doing the best that he can. And that we anticipated that he would do. But in the second half, I didn't see the best out of him till we get to somewhere the 70th to the 90th minutes of the game. Within that period, that 20 minutes period, he just came back to do whatever he can do better for the Black Stars. But I think he has to work on his crosses, everything better for the Black Stars, so that we can move on with his performance. Generally, he also performed better for the Black Stars. Now, let me talk about Prince Kwabena Edu, his first start for the Black Stars. His second match for the Black Stars as well. He had some minutes against Japan, and this time around, he had the first start for the Black Stars. This is a guy that I think we have to give him more opportunity. Because looking at our attacking department, if we are looking at players that we can rely on or they are reliable, this is a player that we have to give him other opportunities to seeing that he can do the best for the Black Stars. Unfortunately for us, the next competitive international window will be in March 2026. That is where you start the next AFCON qualifiers, 2027 AFCON qualifiers. And it's going to be very tedious for Toado to test new players. This was the right time. But to me, he has proven to be one of the players that we can just put in and strengthen our squad if we are looking at better options at our attacking department. Indeed, generally a player of his choice, and he did better for the Black Stars. I will just come out with my ratings generally. Brandon Thomas Asante coming in for Prince Kwabena Usu. He did one or two moves. He put in one shot. Unfortunately, he didn't score. But Brandon Thomas Asante, I think he is a man that needs more opportunities in the Black Stars so that he can do better for the Black Stars. Prince Osei Wusu coming in for Prince Kwabena Edu. I think this guy is a guy that I want to see more of what he did. But so far, so good. I'm not much impressed with his performances in the two matches. He came in on the 74th minute. I didn't see him dazzling, putting in, causing attacking threat with that spark up front. I didn't see that from Prince Osei Usu. And I know if he's a new player of the team, he didn't start, so we can't just draw the conclusion that it's not a good player that we can rely on. I am the type who wants more time for these players. And I think going forward, we have to do the best for what we can do for these players to showcase themselves better for the Black Stars. So these were the performances as what we think of the players this morning against South Korea. Benjamin Asare from Sofas Asaka score. He was the highest rated player in the Black Stars team, saving a penalty, doing one or two moves in the post, and also putting out better save. I think he best befits that rating from Sofas Asaka score. Gideon Mensah, they gave him 6.4. I will give him 6.8. Kwadwo Oponpepa 6.9. I will give him 7.5. Jonas Ejay Ajete 6.6. He scored and it was disallowed. I will give him 7.5. Auli Disedu, they gave him 6.5. I'll give him 6.0. Christopher Bambonsu 7.1. He deserves it. Caleb Jenchi, I will give him 8.0 out of 10.0. Kwesi Sibo 6.6. I will give him 7.5. Kamal Dean 7.1. I will give him 7.5. Prince Owusu 6.5. I will give him 7.0. Prince Kwabena Edu, I will give him 7.5. Brandon Thomas Asante, they gave him 7.0. I will give him 7.5. Prince Osei Wusu 6.3. I will give him 6.5. So this is my general assessment of the Black Stars players' performance this morning against South Korea. You can also share your candid opinion in the comment box. On that note, let's talk about the Black Stars team, the review of the team in the year 2025. So far, we've played 10 matches, and looking at our performances, I think we are doing better in the year 2025, or we did better. We didn't qualify for the 2025 AFCON tournament. So testing other countries before the tournament will be very difficult. Even if we are to test our players, it won't be the key players that we know, like what you've seen or what we saw during this international friendly matches that we had against Japan and South Korea. Were the first two matches in the year during the World Cup qualifiers till the matches that we've played in November 2025. Were the 10 matches, we scored 21 goals. With the goal we considered today, we've considered 6 goals We saw that of the goals against Nigeria in the Unity Cup, 1 goal against Chad, 2 goals against Japan, and 1 goal against South Korea. Do you think is the best performance we can witness from the Black Stars? Let me break down the top scorers for the Black Stars in the year 2025 for you. Jordan Ayew scored 4 goals. He scored against Chad, Trinidad and Tobago, and other countries. Thomas Partey, a midfielder, scored 3 goals. Mohamed Kudus, a midfielder, scored 2 goals. Mohamed Salisu, defender, scored 2 goals. Alexander Jiku, defender, he scored 2 goals. Antoine Semenyo, a forward, he scored a goal. Iñaki Williams, he scored a goal. Enes Nyama scored a goal. Brandon Thomas Asante scored 1 goal in the Unity Cup against Nigeria. Razak Simpson, he scored 1 goal in the Unity Cup against Trinidad and Tobago. And Mohamed Hussein Gaddafi scored 1 goal. Lawrence Ajekum, he also scored 1 goal. Kamaldeen Sulemana, he also scored 1 goal. That was a goal against Central African Republic. It happened on the 8th of October 2025, on the 87th minute for the Black Stars. So these were our scorers for the year 2025. Are you much impressed with our performances, scoring 21 goals and conceding 6 goals in the year 2025? Were the performances of the players who scored, especially our defenders scoring 5 goals, our midfielders scoring 7 goals, and forwards scoring 9 goals. I think generally we can score across board. All the departments of the Black Stars team can score goals. This is a good sign or a good omen for us going into the 2026 FIFA World Cup tournaments. This is where I will end my presentation. Subsequently, a lot more to be discussed on this platform. I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu, and my amazing graphic designer, Dominic. Subsequently, I will give you special shout out. Until you meet again, as a Frenchman will say, au revoir.